Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name's Stay Metal Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and in this video, I want to sit down and let you guys know what's going on and kind of have it informal, but yet truly from the heart type of talk, okay? I feel compelled to make this video because there's a lot of people that I look up to, and most likely you look up to as well if you've been following my channel and love this genre of music that I love, that is metal. And yeah, man, there's just a lot of people in the metal community that are really kind of just speaking about this and talking about this. And I kind of want to just give my 2 cents and kind of just let you guys know that I'm kind of like in the same ballpark, all right? So some of the people that I look up to in the metal community and metal guitar players started talking about this. Started with James Hetfield in the beginning of this year. Then most recently, Matt Heafy started talking about it. And of course, Jim Root, the person that I look up to the most, started talking about this as well. And it has to deal with mental health. Just last week was National Mental Health Day, and Matt Heafy put out a phenomenal video just talking about how he deals with it and how he's going through it and always kind of battling with it and struggling with it and coping with it, not only with his music, but with what he was describing as physical outlets, i.e. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and yoga, things like that. But the main reason why I wanted to make this video is because of the story that was put out by Rockfeed, where Jim Root was talking to Guitar World and was describing how he was really going through a tough time during 2020 and 2021 during the whole thing that happened during that time frame. And although it pains me to hear somebody that I look up to talk about, you know, his mental health struggles and just how hard it was for him during that time, I really resonated with that story, and it was just so inspiring to hear that Jim has the courage to talk about his struggles with it and share it with everybody going forward and how he was able to put that behind him. So where do I come into all this? Well, I'm certainly not a James Hetfield, a Matt Heafy, or Jim Root. You know, if I have a fraction of any of those dudes' success in my life, you know, that's a win for me, right? But getting to the point, the main reason why I feel compelled to make this video is to help you guys and kind of let you guys know where I'm personally coming from at the same time. So cutting right to it, I reached out to a licensed professional to kind of just work through the things that I've been going through in my own personal life. Kind of keeping it vague and not talking about any sort of specifics because it's not about me, it's about you guys and all of us, right? But in 2022, I found myself kind of dealing with an insane level of anxiety that presumably kind of came out of nowhere. And that was really strange for me personally because I've always been somebody who I at least thought I always kind of had it together. I was always kind of cool, calm, and collected, and I always thought I had it figured out in my head, right? But I think through what happened in 2020, some of my physical ailments, and then just this insane amount of anxiety, I really just needed to reach out and talk to a professional to kind of work through the things that I've been dealing with. And the main reason why I'm making this video is if James Hetfield's dealing with mental health, Matt Heafy, and Jim Root, all three of those dudes, and I'm sure there's a ton more that we don't know about, or at least I personally don't know about. If the people that I look up to in this industry, in this hobby, in this passion, in this career, if they're going through it, I don't feel so alone, you know what I mean? And through all the different hats that I wear, both figuratively and literally, I've kind of realized as I've been doing this for now 5.5 years that, you know, you guys send me some really kind messages and reach out to me and let me know that you guys are thinking about me and caring about me. And I do have a pretty positive impact on a decent amount of people's lives. And so, like I said, I'm not any of those three gentlemen that I named, but if I could have a positive influence on one of you guys, that just means the world to me, and I think it's all worth it. So how does this tie into guitar and our lives? Well, I think creative people just kind of by nature have a little something in their brain. I'm no therapist or anything, but I just find that like anybody who's creative and anybody who's putting their art in their passion project and their heart and soul into whatever they're doing, I kind of hear a lot of people saying the same thing. And again, kind of with today's climate, it seems like everybody's kind of struggling with it. Well, if not everybody, a lot of people. And so I feel great saying that I reached out to a professional and I'm just working through the things going on in my head. I'm very lucky and I'm very fortunate that I'm okay, everything's fine. But, you know, I think it's a luxury to be able to speak to somebody and just get whatever's going on, you know, in your head and talk about what's going on in your life. Get it out there and just kind of just walk through it. It just feels good. It's really therapeutic. So my message with this video is if you feel anxious or overwhelmed or unsure about just whatever's going on in your life, I really encourage you to reach out. It doesn't have to be a professional, but it could be a family member, a friend, just somebody. Having been somebody who was very stubborn and very just like a one-man show thinking I had it all figured out up here, I feel that that was not a very good approach for several years, you know what I mean? And now that I've reached out and I'm going through it and I'm talking to people and I'm letting people in my lives know what's going on, letting you guys know what's going on, and letting a professional know what's going on, it feels really, really good, and I think I'm extremely better off for it. And you guys could probably see I was going through some tough times this summer. I did my best to try to hide it, if that makes any sense. But, you know, looking back on it, why, you know, there's no shame in hiding being a genuine, you know, human and having a human interaction. And what made me realize that it's okay is a lot of you guys reached out to me privately and personally and just said, hey, dude, like, we're here for you. And sometimes you lose that interaction and there's a bit of a disconnect because I'm literally just talking to a camera right now. But it just feels good that there's people out there that, you know, kind of care and just are interested in, you know, the human side of what's going on this channel in my loft in my house. And so what I want to do in this video is kind of pay it forward and kind of turn it around and give it back to everybody who's watching and say, like, if you're going through a tough time, there's no shame, it's all good, and you know, you're not alone. You're really not. I always thought that was a buzzword, but now here I am full of anxiety for no reason. And, you know, it just feels good to know that, you know, I'm not alone either. So this video obviously isn't the most guitar-centric video, but, you know, I've worked very, very hard to build our community over the past 5.5 years. And what I love about our community, what we've created in this corner of the guitar universe on the, you know, on the internet, is that this is an incredibly positive space, but that doesn't mean we're not allowed to have basic human interactions and human emotions. You know, we're all human, we're all trying our best. And if you're a creative person, which you most likely are because you're playing guitar and watching my channel, you know, it's tough, man. It can be overwhelming, but, you know, you're not alone and it's all good, man. So like I said, if James Hetfield, Jim Root, and Matt Hafey are all dealing with it, in a way, that means we're all kind of dealing with it. And the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to reach out and to not hide it and to not sugarcoat it or downplay it. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, if you would have told me 10 years ago I would be talking to a professional about my anxiety, I would have laughed at you. But, you know, here I am, like I keep saying. And, you know, at first it felt a little weird, but now it feels great. So if I could just provide any sort of relief or positivity to one of you, it's a win for me. So that's the whole goal of this video, okay? So everybody, I hope that made sense. I hope I didn't ramble, and I hope you guys are understanding that, yeah, you know, 2022 has been a rough year for me. Let's call it how it is. It's been a rough year for a lot of people. Last couple years have been a rough year and couple years, right? But that doesn't mean, you know, it's the end all be all. We can work through it together. We can be here together. And like I said, man, I love this corner of the guitar universe, the guitar community. It's a fun, positive vibe around here, okay? So with that being said, everybody, I just hope this video just helped out one of you guys. And it was a nice break from the usual content of guitar gear and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, as much fun as I'm trying to have with a smile on my face, you know, I'm allowed to be a human too and take a step back. And I have no shame in sharing with you all, okay? So everybody, with that being said, be on the lookout for some regularly scheduled content tomorrow. I got some cool theory videos as well as some gear videos, and we'll get back to it, we'll get after it. But today I wanted to take a little pause after having just spoken to my therapist today. Wanted to make this video, just let you guys know what's going on, and feels good, man, all right? So everybody, with that being said, you stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal, and take care of yourself, all right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.